welcome to 2021 Whisky Lovers. We're just over a couple of weeks in and they have been a fantastic couple of weeks. And you thought it couldn't get any worse than 2020. But at least there's always one thing to look forward to, and that's whisky. So I'm going to pop inside now, open a nice wee dram, and let's share it together. So come on in with me, pour yourself a wee dram too, and I will give you my thoughts on Glen Scotia 15. What about you whisky lovers? I'm Big Al and welcome to Whisky Straight, where you can join me on my spiritual odyssey through the wonderful world of whisky. Now if that's something you'd like to be part of, please consider hitting that like button, click on the subscribe button as well, and while you're on it, don't forget to ring that bell notification so that whenever I put out any new content, you'll be notified. Well, let's get right on to the whisky. Before we start the tasting, let's take a wee look at the whisky itself. The Glen Scotia 15 is a single malt that comes from the Campbeltown region of Scotland. It's bottled at 46% ABV. It's non-chill filtered. I do believe there is a bit of colouring in there. It's matured in American oak barrels and it will cost you around 55 quid over here in the UK. Although, as I always say, shop around because you will get it a little bit cheaper, perhaps 10-15 quid, depending on where you're at. It's always worth checking that out to get the bargain. If you happen to have a bottle of this, please pour yourself a wee dram. Join me in the tasting, because whisky is always better when it's shared. So let's get right on with the tasting, and we'll start off with the nose. Sláinte. Now the first thing that hits you here right on the arrival, and it's very, very apparent, earthiness, soil, a bit of grass. It's really musty, but there's also a touch of vanilla in there as well. A bit of orange essence is coming into play now. It balances it out a wee bit because it really is quite a hit up front of that earthy, musty, even barrel grit. And you know what I say, I do like a good dirty whisky, and this so far on the nose is ticking the boxes for me, and we'll go in again and see what more we can find. And as you get right into it, as it settles, as it develops more, the mustiness doesn't give way, it's still there, but what comes through is a wee bit more of a fruity note. Now, as I said, the orange essence is already there, but it's not a vibrant orange. But what's coming through now is a quite zingy, vibrant lime, which does add a sweeter element to it, and probably for the average whisky drinker would be something that would be fairly pleasant, because it is quite a heavy, dirty, musty nose, and while that lemon zing does give it a nice bit of something different, the earthiness and the mustiness is king. So let's move right onto the palate now and give it the taste test. Sláinte. As on the nose, right on the arrival, earthiness, mustiness, but what's coming into play now that you didn't get on the nose is there is a distinct coastal element here. Bit of sea spray. I'm even getting a wee bit of peatiness. It's not really overly apparent, but it is there. It's very, very coastal in nature, but again, very much up front, similar to the nose. And there's a nice wee warming element to it as well. It does bring through another bit of that orange that I also got initially on the nose. Now that coastal element, it becomes a lot more prevalent now in the second sip. The orange becomes a spiced orange. There's a bit of clove in there as well. In the background, Some vanilla's coming through, but it's more like a vanilla thick shake than any vanilla essence or anything like that. But overall, it really is an earthy, coastal drink, and a really damn good one at that. So we'll go in for one more sip and then give you my overall impressions. Interestingly now, I'm getting a hint of hot toddy, but a hot toddy with a twist. Now I always use lemon in my hot toddies, but this is like a hot toddy with the orange and spicy clove in there, and it really is very nice. Now you can throw in a wee bit of musty, vanilla, lime into the mix now as well. Still remains coastal, but the overall feeling, as on the nose, is that this is an earthy, coastal whisky that really hits the spot nicely.
Yep, I think we'll be getting more of this for sure.
As for the finish here, it's earthy, it's woody, coastal element remains, it's dry and it lingers nicely. All in all, a bloody good whisky. In terms of the score, I think it's going to have to be an 89. And what also helps this is the fact that at a 15-year-old age statement, you can get it generally at about 10 quid less than its recommended retail price. And that's a no-brainer all day long. So that's my first review of the year. After this, I'll be going back to the weekly videos, maybe sometimes a couple a week. And thanks for tuning in, folks. If you enjoyed this, please smash that like button. Please comment down below if you've had the Glen Scotia 15 and let me know what your thoughts are on it. And I know it's a wee bit late, but Happy New Year to you one and all. 2021, as I said at the start, it's not really started off too brilliant, but let's make sure we enjoy it as best we can and ensure that there's some damn good whisky along the year. So, thanks for hanging out, folks. Appreciate your support. And until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and keep on drinking your whisky the way you like it. Sláinte. Thanks for watching, folks. I really do appreciate it. Please check out these other reviews, and if you'd like to support the channel, the best way is by subscribing, liking and commenting. And don't forget to ring that bell for all video notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. Cheers.